everybody. So I'm trying a new way of recording. Basically, I put a screen of fully muted me playing the game. This is on my other account. I'm trying to P-rank all of Greed. I got to Greed. I gave up on Wrath. But yeah, basically I'm going to be doing this while also giving myself a rating of not giving myself, but a rating of My Hero Academia and Dr. Stone, which are two animes. This will contain some slight spoilers, so if you're relatively new, don't really watch far enough, but yeah. So let's start off with My Hero Academia. So this is a My Hero Academia rating, and I'm ashamed to admit I'm a fan. I've watched seasons 1 through 4, and this is a rating of seasons 1 through 3. So I haven't fully finished season 4, so I'm just gonna start talking. This will have a few spoilers, again, like I said, but anyway, the first season kind of felt unnecessary filler, and it had good backstory, but for the first 12 episodes up until like the USJ attack, which was pretty good. It just kind of felt like useless, like character development, and I don't really think most people care about character development. There's character development like a reason to fight, and then there's just I fight because I want to be cool, which is literally Mineta. But anyway, it in the USJ attack, which is very good, it introduces some unique characters to like the top. It doesn't really, when you get to UA, you just see like, oh, this guy looks like this and that and this and that, which again most people don't really like to see. And in the USJ, people actually see most of the characters and their quirks and like the characters in action, which is a really good thing. And it also just introduces unique characters, unique personalities, and a lot of funny moments. For season 1, I have to give it a 4 out of 10. Half of it was filler. And call me biased, but season 2 was a masterpiece. Not only just for introducing Stan, but both the Hosu incident and the sport festival. The animation isn't the best. I don't think I could have drawn a single frame, so there's not really much else to say besides that Hosu incident and the UA Sports Fest are really cool, like examples of showing other characters and more quirks and whatnot, which is really something I'd like to see. I like to see more characters and just a lot more personalities. So yeah. Season 3 was awesome as well. It actually did better animation-wise, and the villains are actually really shocking to watch in action. Like in action, their fighting styles are really cool, and they're just one of the best characters. Like they have good plot, and especially the training camp. The training camp was most of it. However, I don't even need to mention this fight. All Might versus All for One was insane. It's so hard to describe. Like reading off of this script that I wrote in MS Paint, I forgot about this entirely, but it was an insane part. It was just overall like one of my favorite moments in the entirety of season 3. It has the big boss versus another big boss. It would be a better close-off, but I'm glad they didn't just close it off on like a cliffhanger, you know? Just leaves with All Might saying, "You're next." And then there's gonna be a little like Deku blah, 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 being a successor, right? That was pretty cool. That was actually very interesting. I like to see that fight. It was just great showing of how All Might handled everything, and yeah. The villains are pretty cool. All for One's pretty cool. Overall, it's a 10 out of 10, and season 2 is a 9 out of 10. So overall, for the rating, I'm giving My Hero Academia a 7 out of 10. 2 seasons, or for season 2 through 3 were really good, but season 1 wasn't all too good, so you'd have to get through that, which most people aren't really dedicated to get through that point. So yeah, 7 out of 10, it's still pretty good. Now we're talking about Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone is actually one of my personal favorites, and I give the highest recommendation to. The only really issue is that it's pretty bad with characters and pacing. It starts out with like you get one person, then you move on to two, then you move on to three, and look at this, 4 people. And it stays that same for about 8 episodes, up until episode 12, where you get to meet an entire village, which it's like going from climbing a hill as a toddler to scaling an entire mountain, like Mount Everest. It's a big hike, but it is still really, I like it a lot. That was one of actually my favorite things to see in Dr. Stone. Episode 12 is also where Senku gets to the village, blah blah blah, Senku, science, blah blah blah. It does have more projects than you can use nitric acid and bat guano, mix it together, and now you have a cure-all, no more stone, bye-bye, boom. It goes from simple science to full-on, like, actual, projects, like stuff you can really do. Because not everybody lives by the seashore and gets is that a tongue twister? Seashore, seashells, seashore, alright, whatever. But yeah, not everybody lives near that, so they can't really acquire it. Now, in Dr. Stone, like, what's it called? The village parts, that is actually where it gets really interesting. You get to see more characters. My personal favorite is Kasuki and Kohaku. They're both pretty cool. I like Kasuki more though. He's just cool. But that's besides the point. My opinions aren't really necessary about character development and whatnot. So yeah, there you actually get to meet some characters who are exciting. Besides funny moments, like Taiju, he's kind of bland. He's just strong. He's kind of stupid, and that's kind of what makes him funny. Tsukasa, he's very bland. He's more bland than water. If you add some stuff in, he can be actually really emotional and a really cool character with good character development, but overall he's just kind of tasteless unless you add like some flavoring packets or developments, ways to thing. And I've said that already, but still, Tsukasa is a very good character in Dr. Stone. He just kind of felt emotionless and just cold in most of the parts. So yeah, he was kind of bland. Then Yuzuriha, you saw her very rarely. All she did was weave for the hot air balloon part, which was near season 3 and season 2. And besides that, she was actually kind of unimportant up until like maybe when like in the first episodes, then near the end when they all get to see each other and the Tsukasa Empire gets together. That is kind of an issue. But then you get to the village characters. You have Kohaku, a very strong person who will nearly kill you if you say she is a gorilla. Yeah. She's just Kohaku. She's really funny. I enjoy watching like her funny moments and whatnot. Kasuki, he's an old man, loves crafting, and he's just a fun guy. He seems like the type of guy you could like go out. I don't really know, man. I've never gone out with drinks. The worst I've ever drunken is a Capri Sun, and I'm 10 years old, so. But yeah, he just seems like the type of guy you could chill out, relax, and have a good time or something. Build Legos with your little red, blue, and yellow spinny hats. And yeah, he was a really cool character. I liked him a lot. He was actually really neat as a character. So yeah, those characters actually have personality, and I've said character a lot. Character. It's been passed around more than a hot potato in this video. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep saying it. I don't really care. But overall, it is still a very interesting way of seeing it. The characters in season 1 are pretty bland. The characters in season 2 are really, they're like, how do I explain it? It's like going from drinking water to Coke, Pepsi, like just sodas, to drinking like water. It is, yeah, really neat. Like Dr. Stone a lot. And My Hero Academia, in season 1, it does only have like 2 or 3 main people, being Bakugo, Deku, and All Might. which Dr. Stone has like 4: Tsukasa, Senku, Taiju, and Yuzuriha, which is like 4. And not a lot of things to say about that, besides, well, it's actually kind of just more of kind of meant to be alone, because you're set in a world with survival. It's kind of like, oh, what would you do thing. Still like the anime. It's a really good one. I like it a lot. Anyway, so yes, this was my yap session. Dr. Stone did, however, it kind of got bad again with pacing. Near the part with Amaryllis and the boat and the new island, it kind of goes from like, oh yeah, I'm gonna build a telephone full on, to like the Y Man, that was really neat, to full on just, we're back primitive, boy. But it's like they just kind of felt bland and boring. Most of the time was spent in actually 2 main areas, 2 of the same areas, and those areas were kind of boring. You know, you had a big blue cave, and then you had the outdoors, like an entire forest. The pacing wasn't also too good. It's just like, oh, beauty contest, let's make conditioner shampoo and whatnot. And then you do that. It just doesn't kind of feel like something I could enjoy. But overall, it's a 9 out of 10. Season 3 does get good after the big bad guy dies, I guess. He gets turned to stone. This is only the anime and what you can see on Crunchyroll, so you can't fully get through it. You can actually only get through like up until there where he dies, and then Senku figures out we're going to the moon. So yeah, that is my rating of Dr. Stone. Goodbye, thank you for listening, and have a good night.